Got back pain from playing pickleball? Well, this is the video for you. Today I'm going to show you some stretches and exercises to relieve back pain. And that ain't lying. So a lot of times with pickleball, people don't realize, especially if they're changing from tennis to pickleball, that you're standing in place a lot. You're not moving quite as much as you were before. So a lot of times people end up getting some back pain. So these simple stretches and exercises should really help loosen it up a little bit. So I'm just going to lie down on my back. And the first one is just going to be a simple knee to chest. It's just like it sounds. So I like to prop both knees up. This just takes a little bit of pressure off of your back. Some people will slide the leg all the way down. You can do that. Then you'll get a little bit of a hip flexor stretch on the other side as well. But starting off, I like to keep them both propped up. Then it's just like it sounds. The knee is going to come up towards your chest. If you have some knee issues, grab underneath here and then just nice and gentle pull up this way. Now, the key to this is bring it straight up towards your chest. Sometimes people will pull it out to the side because it might feel like it's pinching their hip a little bit, but then you're not quite getting that back stretch that you want to get with the knee to chest. So bringing it up this way, even if you have to come off of it a little bit. And like I said, if you want to slide the other leg down, then you will feel a little bit more of a stretch. You'll get a little bit of hip flexor stretch on the front on the other side. If you don't have any knee issues, you can grab up here so you can give a little bit more of a push, but just make sure it's comfortable there. So this stretch is going to be a full 30 seconds. After you do the 30 seconds, then you're going to switch sides. So then you're going to do 30 seconds on this side. Same thing, if you then want to slide it down a little bit to get the hip flexor stretch on this side, you can. But if you really want to focus on the back, you can bring it up this way. 30 seconds, then doing that 3 times on each side. I have some real-time follow-along videos. If you want to follow along with me, you can check on the link up there for all of my real-time videos. So once you get all those worked out, then you're going to go into a pelvic tilt or a posterior pelvic tilt. And that's really just getting this area nice and loosened up, that low back loosened up. With a pelvic tilt, it's not a big movement. Sometimes it's hard to see, but it's really all about rotating your pelvic or tilting your pelvis back. And so with this, you're still going to have your knees propped up, and just kind of imagine that you're trying to flatten out your back. So you can see here, it's rotating, I'm flattening out my back, but the key is I'm not using my feet to push. I'm not trying to lift my bottom up off of the couch or the bed or the floor, wherever I am. I'm rotating. So I shouldn't be pushing with my feet at all. Like I should be able to kind of bring them up like this and still hold that position. With pelvic tilts, you can either hold them 3 to 5 seconds and then relax. You can kind of build your way up to it, maybe hold it for even longer. And you can do it for time, so as many as you comfortably can do in maybe like 30 seconds, or you can do for repetitions. But make sure, like me, you're not holding your breath. You should be able to talk while you're doing it, flatten everything out, rotate that pelvis back, but try not to use your feet doing it. You shouldn't really feel any tension in your legs while you're doing it. All of the work should be here in the pelvis area and the low back. So then the next one is going to be bridges. So with bridging, then it's kind of a progression of the pelvic tilt. So instead of just rotating here, now I am trying to bring my bottom up off the floor. I am using my legs, but really kind of control it almost like you're lifting one segment at a time to come up. You don't have to stop at each one, but it's not just, coming up and down. You're kind of rolling up and then rolling back down. So all I'm doing is rolling up, getting to about where I'm in a straight line here, but you don't have to come all the way up in the beginning. And then nice and slow, just kind of rolling back down. So really controlling it, not just going through the motions. I'm rolling up, getting to about right here, and then nice and slow, rolling back down. So same thing, you can do it for time or you can do it for reps. But if you feel like your hamstrings are trying to cramp up a little bit, sometimes if you bring them a little closer to your bottom, that will get more of the glutes and not quite as much of the hamstrings. So you can change it like that. Or again, like I said, you can just start off just kind of lifting it just a little bit off of the couch or the floor and then coming back down, and then you can progress your way up from there. So then the next one is just going to be clamshells. So coming over onto your side, the side that you want to work should be on top. But when it's back pain, especially in that pickleball situation where you're just staying in one spot and gravity's just kind of pushing down on you, and you're going to be moving a little bit, but it's not quite the same as if you're running back and forth on a big, when you're playing tennis. And so really making sure that you're getting everything kind of worked out in there. So with clamshells, it's going to help strengthen the gluteus medius muscles here, and that's going to help keep your back strong. So if you're staying in one spot, it'll not be as painful. The key with clamshells is you want to keep your hips kind of perpendicular to what you're lying on. People tend to want to roll with this, but try and keep your hips in the same spot. I like to sometimes just kind of put my hand here so I can feel if I'm rolling. I'm going to bring my knees up a little bit. My feet stay together. They're kind of in alignment with my body, and my knees are a little bit forward. So the leg on top is the one I'm working. You want to work both sides, so you can do them all on one side and then switch sides if you want to. So all I'm doing is I'm just bringing this knee up off of the other knee, but keeping my feet together. So I'm coming up like this and then nice and slow coming back down. But I'm not rolling back like this. I'm really trying to keep my hips in one spot and just lifting that knee and nice and slow coming back down. So again, you can do this for time or you can do it for a specific amount of reps, but definitely work both sides since this is trying to get the back feeling better. And then you're going to come up onto all fours and do a prayer stretch or a child's pose. And so this is a really nice way to kind of stretch out the back after you've worked it a little bit, just to kind of relax everything. It's great for your back, it's great for your hips, it's great for your knees and your shoulders. So it's kind of a nice all-in-one stretch to finish everything up. I'm going to move the pillow out of the way here. So you can do this one of two ways. You can try it both ways and see which one's more comfortable. You can start with your hands further out and then sit back on to your heels like this and hold that stretch for about 30 seconds. Or sometimes I feel like that way gives me a little bit more stretch in my shoulders. Or you can kind of start sitting back and then stretch out your arms. So you can go like this and then stretch them out. Really try and keep your feet pointed outwards like this, trying not to turn them in, and then just kind of sit back on those heels. You can kind of rest your head if you can go all the way down. If you can't, that's fine as well. And then again, holding that for 30 seconds, doing that 3 times. So there you have it. Those were some stretches and exercises to relieve back pain, especially from pickleball. If you'd like to help support my channel, whoa, Mr. Bear, click on the link up there. And don't forget to subscribe. Where? Yeah, down there. And remember, be safe, have fun, and I hope you feel better soon.